Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Too Blunt. Today we are here for episode 3, back again. And we are here very excited to be coming you today with another episode of... and, you know, we were supposed to have our clips done by this week. We weren't able to have it, to get around to it just as of yet, but just know that it is coming very, very soon. If you notice, there's a little bit more natural light. We had some things done to the studio, so it's looking a lot better, and we're now here and very excited to come back. How you doing today, Mundine?
I'm doing fantastic.
So I've been spending a lot of time this week on this new app called Stereo. I've been doing a lot of stuff on it. If you guys haven't been following me on Instagram, checking out what I've been doing some broadcasts on Stereo. So it's an app basically that pairs you with random people just to kind of have a conversation and see what you guys can sort of talk about. So Mondine's joined me a couple times, and what do you think about it?
I think it's an amazing app and an amazing concept, you know. Here you basically reach out into the Ethernet out there in the world and just pick anybody who's somewhere else who doesn't know anything about you. You don't know anything about them, and you
Sit back quick.
You go through all the possibilities. You know, you have people that are completely into
just fixing something
wonderful things, and some that are not into some wonderful things, some nefarious things, you know, but
sure
all types and levels of minds and communication skills, and it's pretty fascinating to me to see the broad scope of all the people that live in this country, you know.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it is definitely interesting to see. You know, I think that it's we live in a time now where social interaction has gone to such an all-time low that it came at definitely the right time, and it's I think a lot of people are really definitely enjoying it and appreciating it, and I definitely if you guys haven't checked it out, would definitely recommend that you guys do check it out for sure. It's a super dope one. You know, I really like the app. I like talking to people. I like getting new perspective, and I've definitely had the opportunity to really do that, and that's been dope.
I think that the fact that, you know, we're in this constant lockdown and people feeling that, you know, who do I reach out to, you know? I mean, you can't go to the store and spark up a conversation. Everyone's got a mask on and you don't know if they're upset or happy, and so everyone looks kind of intimidating, you know, and stay away from me and don't breathe in my direction type of thing. But here you can basically have a little outlet where you can go out and say, hey, you know, I'm reaching out to you. Where are you from? Oh, I'm here in Nebraska today. Oh, how's the weather out there? And you start chit-chatting, and you realize that, you know, there's so much more commonality between people than there are differences, you know. And that's a very hopeful sign for me, at least, as I look and hear different people throughout the country, that we're basically all looking for the same things, you know. We're trying to find some peace and love and comfort and hope, and it's a good thing to hear, you know, instead of just thinking that the world's coming to an end all of a sudden, you know.
I know what you mean. Yeah, you know, I think definitely people need hope, and you know, I think it's very good for people. Let me see here. I heard a story that Apple, they've been having a bit of a hard week. So I think it was today. Yeah, here it is. Apple dropped $180 billion in value, plunging 8% in the largest one-day loss ever recorded by an American company, days after being named the most valuable. They had a string of one of the polls since March. They had so apparently, I don't know if it was related to this, but Apple came out and said that they were doing the new iPhone 12, where they basically fucking just added a stupid another camera and called it another phone.
So now it's 4 cameras?
Yeah. Wow. So I think maybe that has something to do with it, because people were very disappointed. I was also reading that. I'm trying to pull that up right now. Let's see, iPhone 12. Here it is. So this was something with Forbes. The Apple Loop disappointing iPhone 12 leaks. And also, as well as they might be saying goodbye to the MacBook Pro.
Oh, no, please. That was a good one.
Órale. So no, I mean, what do you think about that? What do you think about Apple losing the most money?
Well, uh, a lot of these numbers are just numbers. All of a sudden somebody says, "Oh, this is what's going to happen. We're going to make this," and the value goes up, quote unquote, 10%, and all of a sudden they make, quote unquote, $100 billion. So somebody comes up with a negative comment, all of a sudden they lose $100 billion. It's just a valuation. It's not like they had to literally take out $100 billion out of their checking account and give it away to someone. It doesn't
Yeah.
happen. It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's a valuation. It's a wind that pushes it up or pushes it down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely affects the investors because when people want to buy stock of a company,
Yeah.
they'll say, "Oh, it's going strong. I want to put $100 into that stock, or $1,000 into that stock." So it will eventually back up its strength, but in the beginning, they don't really lose that kind of money.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really crazy because you just had like they were claiming they were the highest valuation company, now kind of getting down to this. So it's been a rough week for them, but it's definitely something else with Apple. Always.
I mean, you think about it, how much money do they really make every year when they sell so many things throughout the world? Obviously they employ a tremendous amount of people, a lot of them in China, a lot of them in Mexico, a lot of them in India, whatever, but still they're providing work for people to survive, so that's a good thing. But the corporate, headquarters, the people that really have the major shares and ownership of the company, obviously they make a ton of money. But just imagine, can you imagine, do you have a number you can think of? How much does Apple actually sell per year? And of that sale,
Oh, they're like the number one.
how much do they actually keep in their coffers?
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably a country, or they're probably, they probably make more money than a lot of countries in the world.
Yeah. Yo, so this was a new article that came out today. That's really cool. Thank you for sharing with me on that. That they said that cannabis extract may protect honeybees from pesticides.
Yeah.
A team of researchers in Poland at a university say they have discovered a new way to use cannabis to protect honeybees from pesticides. The team, addressing many issues related to honeybee survival from pesticides to what the fuck is that word? Neonicotinoids? What the fuck is that? Can we pronounce this word?
Neonicotinoid.
There's supposed to be a button on here that lets you pronounce
Whoa.
it. Okay, let's find out what this word means. Okay, so it's neonicotinoid?
Nicotinoids.
Neonicotinoid. There we go.
Yes.
A systemic agricultural insecticide resembling nicotine. Weird. So apparently they're finding a link between that and declining bee populations. So it's killing bees, but they're going to use cannabis to fix it.
Okay, so put that in a greater perspective. You know how when they do shots and when they do medications for people, they always do trials with certain animals,
Yeah.
whether it's rats or mice or whatever.
Sure.
So look at the greater implication of all this. If the bees are being protected by a substance in cannabis, does that translate to a greater benefit for humanity? As you inhale or breathe or consume the cannabis, will it not also protect us and help us with the pesticides that we are eating constantly in our foods?
Well, I mean, listen.
and our
Yeah, basically what they're saying is the extract is helping them basically not have any adverse effects to the insecticide. It says, quote here, that the tested insects lived comparatively as long as those that had never had contact with harmful substances.
Wow.
So it just completely basically took that out of their lives, and they didn't have that anymore. Bees are dying because they are malnourished and weakened by the use of pesticides, and they start to suffer from various diseases. Nosmosis. It attacks the digestive system. Bees cannot digest and absorb nutrients, and they simply die. That's sad.
Eventually that's what happens to us. We ingest all these pesticides and all these things that are not beneficial for us, and all of a sudden you develop stomach cancer, you develop ulcers, you develop liver cancer, whatever. So Yeah, this is really, really positive news to hear.
Mm.
This is an amazing plant. I'm telling you, all the solutions are out there in nature. All we have to do is find them
Wow.
to heal our maladies, you know?
Hmm. So the U.S. announced they basically were trying to, I believe it was in 2018, they were trying to originally do research into cannabis, and a lot of people were like really excited about that. Well, they came to find out more recently that a new analytical report on U.S., Canadian, and U.K. cannabis research shows funding that more than half the money was spent on research to look into the harms of cannabis instead of the therapeutic benefits.
So what does that tell you?
That the government is just trying to, I don't know.
They're trying to find the darkness in the light
Huh.
instead of trying to find light everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
What are the benefits? This is divisiveness that people always encounter.
The U.S. in a 19-year period spent $1.5 billion, and half of that money was for trying to find something wrong. Good job.
Do you know how many studies have been done throughout the world that show the benefits of the plant?
And
benefits.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I remember one of the biggest thing was that little girl in that had the epileptic seizures. Remember, Charlotte's Web. Remember that? That was the first time that I actually got very interested in finding out about benefits due to the consumption of the plant. You know, and this little girl was having such a tremendous amount of seizures. I think like 200 a week. And they gave her this particular combination of the plant that she came down to like 1 or 2 seizures a week. It totally changed her life, and it was called Charlotte's Web. Some company in Colorado did it because at that time it wasn't even allowed here in California, you know, because she was a child, and she was able to survive and pretty much lead a pretty normal life. It was fascinating to me. And I mean, you see people out in Israel. I saw this one clip, this older man, he was about in his 80s, and he was trembling. He had all kinds of Parkinson's or whatever, shaking disease. And he went into the hospital. They gave him a puff. He took 1 puff, and he, within seconds, calmed down to like back to normal. It was like, wow, what was that? That's amazing.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, and it's so crazy because we live here in California. We have the amazing benefit of having to have these so much legal weed here. We have recreational and medical legal weed, so you can basically smoke it no matter what, to a degree. But so
18 and over.
Basically, everything interesting. Something interesting happened. Apparently, the Fresno County Sheriff's Office this week served 2 search warrants at sites. The raid seized and destroyed 30,000 cannabis plants.
Wow.
They said that illegal pesticides that were used at the sites could lead to severe environmental damage. So they were using illegal pesticides on the plants, so they must have been using something, I'm guessing, maybe dangerous. That sounds sketchy already. So there is a market still that's still here, that still exists. And it says that in the past months, officer and staff destroyed nearly 52,000 plants, seized 7 firearms, confiscated 27,000 in cash, and documented 40 violations.
Wow. Well, you are going to have that side of the business.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard because sometimes it happens because there's not even like resources. Like they've said multiple times, there is not well enough resources to get everyone in the community the things that they need in terms of like for getting somebody who maybe was previously incarcerated for cannabis, who was like a dealer, right? Who's like turned their life around, and he's like, man, I really want to be able to own a grow, right? He should have a fair opportunity as anyone else, but you're seeing where it's being negated and not allowed and pushed around, and you kind of have to have all this and this and that, and it's kind of like, I think everyone knows in the cannabis industry, but like it's kind of like if you're in it, you know that it's also there's some bad in it for sure. They're blocking a lot of good people, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, it's just like life, the way I see it. You come to life, you're born, and you have two roads to walk. Either you walk on the right road, and you're here to serve yourself, to serve humanity, to serve others, to help, to be a beacon of light for people to have a good life.
Yeah.
Or you can walk on the other side. You know what? Who can I jack up? You know, who can I really hurt? How can I get myself more money on somebody else's back? You know. In other words, and the same thing with the medical, with the marijuana. You know, there are people that just want to enjoy it and derive its benefits, and there are others who say, well, hey, if I can grow it quickly and I don't care what kind of pesticides I put on it, I'm going to sell it to people that don't have that much money. I don't care what happens to them. I don't care if they develop cancer from the pesticides.
Don't you think that, like, in a way, I just thought about this. Totally, you're right. But, like, if they licensed more grows and they allowed more people, don't you think that, like, there's a potential that there could be more money and more jobs created? Because think about this. The state legal marijuana industry is going to employ 300,000 workers by the end of this year.
It's a fantastic thing. See, it has to be regulated for this reason.
Yeah.
There are those dark individuals who don't care about other people, and they're going to exploit the possibility of making a lot of money for themselves. Like, you know, I can make a grow in the shady parts of my county. Nobody's gonna know about it. I'm gonna make it grow really fast. I'm gonna have my own little gangs of individuals help me distribute it, make them money, make money for them. So I create my own, basically industry, but at what cost? At the people that are buying its expense. Versus on the other hand, when they do it legally and right, and they're checking, make sure that the things that they're using are proper and everything, and they're not harmful to people. But then the side effect of that is that they up the regulations and the requirements, and so they also, on top of that, they tack on their 20-30% tax for the state. So people that want to get that kind of quality, they have to end up paying a premium. So what they could have gotten for $30-$40 an ounce, all of a sudden they're paying $150 an ounce. It's like, okay,
and
what do I do?
And that's what kind of happens, yeah.
And that's what's going on. But as far as it being a super tremendous employment opportunity, it's right there. It's just like hemp,
Yeah.
Hemp in the 1800s, they were, we went up to Monticello. We went up to George Washington's, Jefferson's homes, remember? They were actual hemp growers. They actually owned fields of hemp.
Okay.
Because they were using hemp like it was nobody's business. It was like cotton. They were using it for clothing, for rope, making boats, you can make houses out of hemp. But it was regulated like until a year or 2-3 years ago. So people were not being employed. But now that it's there,
yeah.
Hey, let's get the building going. Let's get society going. Let's
and you're so right,
people.
like all the uses for it too. Like I was just reading too right here. It literally says New Zealand company announces 2021 launch of world's first hemp-based fake meat.
Fake meat? What do you mean?
Sustainable Foods, a food manufacturer in New Zealand, alongside researchers from Massey University, have created the world's first hemp-based fake meat, which will launch in 2021.
Well,
that currently offers soy-based, but it will be hemp.
The only thing I don't like about that statement was fake meat. It shouldn't even be meat. It should be, fake sustenance. Meat. It should be, something so appealing. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get a fake meat burger right now.
That sounds disgusting. Like
exactly.
you can't get some. I mean, there might be someone watching this who's like vegan, and I mean, don't get me wrong, but like I just.
No, but I mean, that the hemp has a lot of omega-3, omega-6 combination that is so good for your body. We need that. So anything that is good like that, we should be able to have. So anybody who's developing that stuff, more power to them. I really love that. Like imagine making extracts from hemp and drinking your good morning shot of hemp instead of coffee shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, how beneficial would that be? That'd be amazing.
Yeah, no, definitely. I 100% agree with you. I think that that's definitely one of the keys to kind of getting it all going in the right way. You know what I mean? And I think that in a time like now where so many people are unemployed, legal cannabis could just be a bridge to maybe getting more jobs or getting this whole thing going the way it should. So I think that there's definitely something to look into right there.
Well, just think about it. 3 years ago, we were in Vegas, and on the way up there, I saw a magazine right there in Barstow, a magazine that said the up and coming new multi-billion-dollar industry. And I was looking at it, and wow! And all of a sudden, it dawned on me. You know what? This is going to be fantastic to create a ton of jobs in Vegas, in Nevada, in California, Oregon, Washington, all the states that have legalized it, whether medically or otherwise. There's been such an explosion of new jobs and people that are making at least $12-15 an hour, which I mean is not great money, but there's a lot of other people that are making a lot more money than that. Like go to these little shops sometimes, and you look at the people going in and out, and you realize, you know what, these people are making a lot of money, and as they make money, they generate it back into the economy, and all of a sudden, there's work for this or work for that. You buy a new house, you get the lady to come and clean your house, you get the chef to come and deliver some food.
Yeah, you start getting more.
Everything starts to roll,
Yeah, definitely. That's really cool. I think that's super dope. Hey, in the spirit of what we normally do, I wanted to pull up an Impractical Jokers clip because we always do, every episode just to watch it. This is one that I found and then I really. I appreciate it. I was like, yo, this is dope. So I wanted to show you guys this one real quick. I think this one's really funny. Oh, where is it? Oh, it's not. Hold on. Wait. This whole thing is. That was what it was. I got everything. Everything's been changing on me recently. One sec while I get this back. But I think that hopefully real soon here we can get something where a lot more people can have access to basically being able to find a job in that industry and being able to plant more jobs, because that's something I think we all need right now. I hear so many people just being so unemployed and things like that. And some more jobs would really help out. You know what I mean? Let's see if I can get this correct.
Are you a genie?
So this is Joe right here. This is a play that they're doing.
Can I wish for anything I want?
Genie does as you wish.
Fucking hilarious.
Genie does as you wish.
Can you fly?
Genie does as you wish.
That's his only line. Look at his wangity ass flying.
Can I wish to marry the princess?
Genie does.
Why is he so fucking hot? He starts crashing shit.
Can I wish for unmatchable power?
Genie does as you wish.
Oh shit. Oh shit. So that was literally like the first act right there. It's literally the funniest thing because he's just breaking shit the whole time.
Genie, thank you so much for making all.
That's literally the whole.
My pleasure. Congratulations on everything.
That's not your line. Everybody is gathered. Let the ceremony begin.
So just trying
Look
to.
at that belly hanging.
Oh shit.
Talia. When I was a young boy, I
You
never
like
imagined
can't even
meeting
fucking
someone
stand up.
as beautiful as you.
Oh
All
shit.
these years later, here I am.
Genie needs some flying
shaking
lessons.
vows.
Holy.
Well, there she goes. I mean, there he goes.
I've never thought I could fall in love.
Sorry about that.
What are these people?
Punch the wall.
And it led me to you.
Oh shit. So that was hilarious. That was a little the genie punishment, man. Oh man, they're the fucking funniest.
They're amazing.
That shit's the best.
They got to be having one of the best lives around, man.
Yeah,
Laughing
really.
all day long.
Really.
All the way to the bank.
All the way to the bank, right?
More power to them.
Yeah, that's super sick. I think it's tight. I can't wait for them to come back and start doing some new episodes and stuff. But yeah, no. Oh god, I was just remembering. I think he says later in that episode, he says, "It's okay, I'm the manager," and that shit was fucking hilarious. That shit's so funny. But no, I mean, what else? What else we got, Mundine? What's cracking with what you brought to the table today?
Well, I wanted to ask you. You mentioned you like to go to recording studios. What drives you in your music loving experience? Is it the lyrics? Is it the
No, I think it's just the whole thing. No, I just
the
think it's the
whole
whole thing.
thing?
I was talking to someone about this yesterday. It was like some people get like music super deep, or some people just like are kind of a little more surface level. But I think music means like something to everybody.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I think I really am in love with everything with music. The process, the drums, the lyrics, everything's got to come together in a certain way. And if the final product is good, then it's good. And if it's not, it's not. It just kind of comes down to that. You can have a fire beat with this, it's not so good artist. You can have a really good artist with a trash beat. So you know what I mean? So it's like it's very compartmentalized into like what's going on with that track.
And do you ever, are you really ever drawn to finding out more about the actual artist personality and really the way they live their life and who they are, what they represent, or not really? Is it just mostly I think
so.
The music?
No, I think it's like a lot more than that, and I think that's why more artists need to do podcasts. Some of them need to come on mine for sure, but no, I think it's very interesting to hear where the music comes from and stuff, and where and what and sort of what it's doing. But there's a lot of really good prominent people that have come out recently. One of them I'll show you all right here, Don Toliver. This is someone that I listened to during quarantine. Like this is something that came out. He came out with the Cactus Jack's label, which is Travis Scott, and he fucking killed this whole album. So if you guys haven't heard this, it's fantastic.
I like that title, Heaven or Hell.
Yeah. And the whole album, like if I actually pull up right now, the first song on the album, which I will right now, from Genius. Shout out to genius.com because they fucking do some dope shit. And they actually, speaking of like knowing about songs, they usually will do stuff like that. But his first song right here, let me pull it up. Let me see if it's going to let me pull this shit up. But I mean, really just like came down to it. The production was done by Travis Scott. The songs were fantastic. Everything was fucking amazing. It was just like, it really just came together. Let me pull up this one real quick. That's the wrong song. Hold up.
Hey, I can't believe that I actually got to go see Travis Scott with you.
Where at?
In Hollywood.
Huh?
We got to see him. Remember when he had that big bird prop on the stage?
No, wait, that was... Oh, shit.
Yes, you forgot.
Dude, no, I didn't forget, but what I want to pay attention to in that is the fact that nobody was there. You remember that? It was like not really that banging.
Well, no, it was banging, but he wasn't big yet.
It was exactly...
He was just
the
coming
first ever Complex Con, It was
when he had that song, Open Up the Window.
No, but that was, and he had just
released
But
it.
the bird thing, that was because he did Birds in the Trap. Look, I'll show you this right now. Birds in the Trap, Complex Con. It was literally Complex Con, the first ever Complex Con that this man did. And that was the whole reason that I went, because I was like, oh shit, Travis Scott's at Complex Con. And me and my pop pulled up. Oh shit! And it was so funny. Fucking hell, you're blasting in my ears. But no, it's so funny because I was literally sitting there and I was like, yo, this is fucking sick. Like it's Travis Scott, and this was in 2016. So this is like right after Rodeo, right as Birds came out. And look, this is literally him. Complex Con. This is literally us there. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, and dude, he was right there. We were like standing. It was the whole room was a pit. The whole room was a pit. There was no seating. Everyone was on the floor, and we paid like what, $40 to be there, or something like $100. It was literally nothing. I was like, dog. And this is where you saw. I think what I saw with Travis this day was you saw how down he was with the music. You know what I mean?
I was the oldest guy there. I know for a fact because everybody was like in their 18, 20-year-olds, 16. But I'm telling you, I wasn't into rap much, and I would whatever, it's another genre, another time going by. But when I was there, I actually loved his energy. He had this amazing energy coming through, and I really dug it. I was bouncing up and down with the 16, 18-year-olders, like, hey, I like this, man. And even though I didn't know any of the songs except for that one.
Yeah, we got this shit. Okay, so intro to the album, the first track, Don Toliver is setting the scene where his album takes place. First one, he illustrates the situation, questioning choosing before heaven or hell. Conversation from here eludes the idea of wanting to get hot or smoke some, suggesting he might be leaning towards sinning. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Suggests more complicated towards he makes, paints a picture. Okay, so... Yeah, he talks a lot about, you know, like, what are you fighting? What are you doing? I thought the album was good from a different perspective in terms of a lot of this information on here. So he wrote a lot of it. Travis wrote a portion of some of the songs, but a lot of the stuff that really kills it, I don't think it was this one, was that Mike Dean
Oh, look at that. Mike
and
Dean.
Travis Scott produced it. That was what really made it good. And he's like he's basically just like that dude said at the bottom, the Travis Scott protege that's really tearing it up, and people are really, really responding to him quite well. So Don Toliver is definitely someone to keep on the radar as he keeps putting out more tracks and more stuff. He's got some cool shit coming for sure.
Well, you know, anybody who's got Mike Dean on their side, you know, they have nothing but up to go. I mean, he's like at the top of the game there. He's got some amazing talent, this man.
Mike Dean, yeah.
See, my name's Mondine, but when I grow up, I want to be Mike Dean. You
Mike
know what
Dean.
I mean?
You gonna change from Mondine to Mike Dean?
Yes, sir.
That's dope. That's dope. Well, I think we made it here to the end of an episode. I'm gonna try to go ahead outside of this and fucking get everything fixed too, so this shit doesn't happen again next time. Ay. But thank you guys for joining us as we continue to get through all this shit. I'm eventually gonna put this shit on Windows. That's the fuck what I'm gonna do. And if you guys know and you build computers out there, fucking Windows is better. Apple, I used to rock with you guys a fucking lot. I bought your iMac. I can't even say that much shit about them, but you know what?
They just lost another 180 billion.
Yeah,
No.
man, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm going to Windows. That's all I'm saying. Hey, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you guys coming on board here and hanging out with us. As always, have a fantastic rest of your week as you go into the week here. Peace, love, and positivity. Work hard, stay humble are the things to live by. I love you guys all so much, and I will see you guys next week in the next podcast episode. Peace out, guys.